of Oracle. I'm so excited to join you this week. We are upcoming on a new moon in Taurus, all about coming back home to the body. And that is something we absolutely did at Goddess Retreat. And I can't wait to share more about that powerful ritual. But before we dive into this week's energy and the forecast, I just want to say how excited I am to be here. It has been a whirlwind of hosting retreats, co-hosting retreats, traveling, and teaching in the Elevated Life Club. We have been on the go. And for the last 8 years, every single second Tuesday of the month, which was yesterday, we go live inside our monthly group coaching program. And I got on the live yesterday and I was like, y'all, it feels like it's been 13 years since we were here just 1 month ago. So I don't know if you've been going through that whirlwind of transformation and rebirth. I don't know if that's just Goddess Retreat energy or if we planned it potently around these full moons and this new moon in Taurus. So I just want to check in. Where are you at when it comes to your the ever-changing tides of your life? Do you feel like you're at stable ground? Do you feel solid right now? Put a 1 in the chat. Put a 2 in the chat if you're like, things are flowing and I'm finding flexibility. Or 3 if you're like, oh my God, I'm at a total tower moment. Everything I have built is transforming, rebirthing, new platform and foundation I'm standing for, new job, new relationship, new something. Let me know where you're at in the chat. I'm going to pull that live chat up real quick while we're here. Hello. Hey girl. Hey. Hi Steph. So good to see you. Hello Lisa. So good to see everyone. Okay. So I am excited to join you because new moon in Taurus is all about finding that sense of groundedness in our body. Yesterday in the Elevated Life Club, we talked all about money mindset and finding worth and security beyond your basic affirmations and putting money into a envelope, Dave Ramsey style. We really talked about having the nervous system recalibrated to be able to hold wealth and to be able to receive. That's a big problem that a lot of us have. And in the masterclass, we worked through being able to identify where these root stories came from. And of course, we picked Taurus season. Taurus is that grounded earth energy that rules finances. And so, of course, we're talking about money manifestation in the Elevated Life Club. In fact, in 2025, I saw that we talked about manifestation and the actual practical tools on how to be able to become a magnet for the miracles in your life. And so there's always a theme in Taurus season. We are working on getting grounded, getting practical, getting a real rooted routine. And when it comes to being able to come back home to our body, so many of us have cut our relationship off with that. Maybe we've had the trauma or the Me Too or the abuse, or we've worse abandoned it ourselves. And that's something I saw come up in our body blessing ritual that we did at Goddess Retreat. In fact, it was so potent that I had you guys sending me messages and DMs like, oh my God, I can feel the transformation from here. In fact, I'm crying thinking about having someone put their hand on my body or having to speak to my body and say the things out loud that I did. I did some of these things. I shared about tearing my leg in some not healthy relations when I was in high school. I talked about my throat and my tonsils always throwing stones whenever I would lie or hold back my truth. I talked to the throat also for the abuse as a child. There were so many things that I spoke to for me personally that were things that I needed to forgive or old burdens that I was carrying. But it was also beautiful to see women blessing their body for the birth and the life that they brought into this planet and how long they're how long they've been on the planet. This was so cool. This Goddess Retreat, it was women that were 50 plus. And that was that was such a cool vibe to see such rooted, wise women. But the body is where we store so much of that trauma, as well as how we tap into our intuition and our ability to connect, to have those higher visions and clarity, and to know when someone's crossing your boundary and have the voice and the courage to speak up for yourself. So I wanted to just share, coming off of the Goddess Retreat and really moving into now this new moon in Taurus, it is about coming home to your body so that you can feel the sensations of when your intuition is saying, jump, take the leap of faith. so that you can decipher when fear kicks up and says like, oh, I don't know if it's possible for you right now. So I was just on a coaching call this yesterday about deciphering between the body's signals of saying, is this fear or is this faith? Is this my intuition saying like, go for it? You have an idea, you have a vision, like, let's go. Or is it the body constricting and saying like, I don't know, that scares me, fear-based energy coming up. And so with it being that Taurus new moon, it's important to get back into the body. So my suggestion for you, here's me being your coach today, is get into your body, go move it. This morning I did 140 squats is what I did today. So every minute on the minute, we busted out our old CrossFit days of EMOM, like just doing 10 squats every single minute on the minute for 14 minutes. And you know what? My legs were tingling by the end of it. It wasn't that hard. It wasn't that much effort. I didn't like sweat my titties off, but you know what I did do? I got movement going. And in the masterclass yesterday in the Elevated Life Club on money mindset, I said, I have this funny belief that the more I move my ass, the more money I make, because when I'm stagnant, my energy and my magnetization energy gets stagnant as well. And so when I start to move and I start to get energy flowing, I start to attract clients, opportunities, ticket sales, all the things. So that has proven to be true because I did a whole series of yoga and meditation videos we filmed for the Elevated Life, getting caught up, and like we're about to move into summer solstice season, which we've got some things to talk about, y'all. We filmed a ton of yoga and meditation and somatic exercises and breath work and yoga poses and like long yoga nidra, all kinds of things. I was so relaxed. My body felt so good that when I picked my phone back up, I've gotten sponsors who've said yes. I've had 3 people sign up for a tea party that's happening on the 24th. So also, if you are thinking about joining the Manifesting Tea Party on Sunday, May 24th, you should get your ticket now. I think we have like 4 spots left. The Sweet Jillies is gorgeous, but she is a little bit smaller. So we want to be really mindful of how many people we can fit into this experience. But I just ordered all the gifts, all the goodies. It's going to be magical. So just that little side note. Now, of course, we're here for the Taurus new moon, and I'll pull you some cards, but I wanted to share one thing before we dive in. You guys know I've been doing a series called Spirit Says and sharing those magical stories of psychic mediumship, being able to deliver these beautiful messages. And today I want to talk about not only something that happened at Goddess Retreat that was literally life-changing, but some behind the scenes of what it looks like to run events and retreats. So over the next month, I am challenging myself to show up live every single day and share what I'm working on behind the scenes of summer solstice. So many of you are always asking and, responding in my DMs of like, oh my God, that's so cool. How did you get that? Or how did you get the make your own sundae bar? Like, y'all, plant-based ice cream is coming your way. And I want to be able to share how I make these connections and what I'm sharing and who I need help from. So if you know an AV person, if you know a caterer that gets plant-based wellness, if you know a photo booth person to like, we have the backdrop, we just need the printed photos. If you know those people, let me know. So that's also it, is like, we just need to ask for help. The community's here, the support is there. You just got to put it out there. Now, speaking of put it out there, when we were building the altar at Goddess Retreat, I had all the women bring photos of their inner child, of their younger self before the age of 10, somebody that was inspirational to them, something that was meaningful to them. And when it was my turn at the end to go up and place my things on the altar, one of the photos that I brought of my younger self was actually with my grandfather. And as you guys know, if you're new here, then you don't know the story, but almost exactly to the day 1 year ago on the last day of May, my mom and my grandfather were in a very tragic car accident. It's why I've come to take care of my mom. She's just gotten her car, y'all. I think we are on the other side of that. So it's been a whole year of healing. And honestly, like, inner child trauma is coming up, being holding space for my mom who's healing. But since my grandfather passed away in that car accident, it's been heavy. Not only taking care of my mom, but addressing my inner child wounds of that abandonment and of all kinds of things. And when I put the photo of my grandfather and myself down on the altar, it felt like the first time I gave myself full permission to grieve, like to just let it all go. I've been holding space for my mom and her feelings of losing her father and having to move through that. So at the Goddess Retreat, I gave myself just full permission to feel and to release and to let that grief go. And I was so grateful to be in the presence of such loving women, because they already started putting their hands around me coming up and supporting me. And it was really beautiful to get to not only hold space for the whole week of these women transforming their lives, but also have that in return. So sparkle magic to my goddesses. But what was so magical and why I wanted to bring this up on Spirit Says is that my dad, who passed away previous to my grandfather, at my dad's funeral, I walked up to my grandfather and I said, well, I guess you're my dad now. And he said, suck it up, kid. And that was about it. That was the last like fathering I really got in this lifetime. And when my grandfather passed away, it really brought up a lot of like old feelings of losing my dad and not having like that male role model anymore. Like Chris is cool, but like he's my husband. So I cried about it. I let it all go. And 10 minutes after the workshop closed, I went upstairs to recharge. Like I had to like go take a beat. And I get a text message from Chris's nephew. It was his birthday. And he said, hey, your dad says hi. I just found him at Red Zeppelin. And he sends me a photo of my dad's record. I'm sorry, what? My dad was a musician in the 1970s through till he passed away, but he was a touring, famous Christian prophetic rock musician. And he had all kinds of albums. Not that millions were printed by any means, especially back in the day, like that type of niched music, but first of all, who had his record? And second of all, who gave it up? Like, that's crazy. But the fact that my nephew actually like saw it, recognized it was my dad, took a photo and sent it to me 10 minutes after I had just cried and grieved the loss of like the father figures in my life. What? So that is your Fun Spirit Says message. I also want to share something that just popped through. There's been a client of mine that I have been wondering, like, where has she been? Like, where has this sweet girl been? I haven't seen her in a while. Her roots are probably like down to her knees. She just booked. She literally just booked while we're sitting here. So when I talk about movement makes you manifest and magnetize more, here is proof. The thought, the magnet, the energy. And here's the science. I'll give you your science lesson after Spirit Says. Manifestation is an electromagnetic experience. The electro is the thoughts. We all have the thoughts. I want $1 million. I want a new opportunity. I want my perfect Prince Charming. I want that pink Lamborghini. We all have the thoughts. I know. I coach y'all. I hear the thoughts all the time. But what we're missing is the feeling. And the feeling can only be cultivated with belief and assertiveness. And so when you can put the manifestation together, the thoughts and the feelings, the magnet, the electromagnetic, this is the heart magnetizes 5,000 times, y'all. This is science. This is not just some pink-haired hairstylist that like read some books. Science says that the heart operates 5,000 times more powerful than our brain does. So we're thinking that our thinking is what creates the manifestation. That's the wishing. That's the hopeful wishing. It's the feeling. It's the belief. So we have to cultivate the identity. We have to put in motion and movement. We got to get that magnetism going. So it's like taking aligned action in the direction you want to go while also being open to keeping your thoughts clear on what you want without fear clouding them, while also maintaining the identity, the emotional standpoint of someone who is worthy of receiving at what you're asking for. So there's your Spirit Says magic experience plus the science behind how we end up putting ourselves in that magnetic state of attraction. Now, before I pull cards for the new moon in Taurus, I want to talk about this list that I just created. I shared earlier that I am going to go live every single day leading up to summer solstice and share the real raw truth and behind the scenes. And so I had a 2-hour planning call with my assistant. We call her B Harp because she's also named Brittany. She spells it wrong. If you're watching, you know you do. So we call her B Harp so that our vendors and all the people in our inbox don't get confused between the two of us. But anyway, I had a meeting with B Harp. What's significant about that is she's been on maternity leave since September. Let's be real, September. And I am all about letting women have their space to move through this next chapter. It's not been easy, second child, all the things, right? This is how we run a real girl support girl business around here. And so I finally got on a call with her, and her sweet baby literally took a screenshot and I said, look, our team is growing of girl power. She already showed me her solstice outfit, her tea party outfit. So excited that she's like ready to come back into the world. So I'm speaking to you moms out there. Sometimes you just got to give yourself that space, but she's feeling that call. She's ready to serve. And so we had a 2-hour planning meeting, all the things we need to execute, including finding that new caterer because one bailed, an AV team and a photo booth person. So So if you're in the Dallas area, you know someone that aligns with that, please send them this message or connect us. But we came up with all the things that we need to do for this week and conversations. And it got me thinking, because I had a call right after that with the lady, Sarah Arango Designs, who brings the vision to life. She puts all the decor up and takes all my crazy ideas of having ball pits and all the things, and she makes it happen. So I had to take that information, bring it over to her and collaborate. And it had me sitting in awe of how when you have a big vision, especially a spirit inspired vision, where you're like, I just got inspired to do this thing and I don't know how the hell I'm going to do it. When you start to ask for help, people come in. I had no idea. I didn't even know who Sarah A was. She showed up at a goddess gathering, and one day she was like, can I help you do your balloon decor for summer solstice? I'm like, you do what? Who are you? What happened? She just came out of the kindness of her heart and has been on the team for years now because of that moment of, I see your mission and I want to support you. And it's been so beautiful. And I just sat in awe of like all the women coming together to make these visions happen, not just summer solstice, but everything, our whole community, the way that we all operate. Like if it weren't for us asking for each other's help and your talents and your skills, we would not be this advanced. Y'all are watching me through the digital world. I'm sitting outside. How is that even possible? I created my own freaking Oracle deck and I didn't do it on my own. I had an artist, I had a printer, I had I had an editor for the guidebook, because y'all, apparently I'm not great with commas. I did not know that, but Chris definitely let me know. I had Chris as an editor, and I had an English teacher that was one of my long-term clients and friends. So I had two editors. Like, it's amazing when you think about how many people have to contribute to make things happen. So I just want you to take that into your life, because when we're in this new moon and Taurus energy, it is about getting practical and asking for help. This week, astrologically, there is real traction available for you. So it's time to plant those seeds. It's time to set those intentions. So on this new moon this weekend, I'll actually be in Denver speaking at Fempire Business Conference. They describe it as wild-hearted female entrepreneurs, and that is what I am all about. So I'll be speaking at Fempire on the freaking new moon this weekend. So I want you to do the same. I want you to put yourself in community, whether that's digitally, whether that's calling your best friend and that's your community, or calling your mama. I want you to put yourself in community with someone else that supports and lifts your vision. And I want you to talk about your practical application of what you're doing moving forward. What are the goals? What are the tangible outcomes? What are the check boxes? Because this is why I coach people, because everyone has the ideas. Not everyone puts them on paper, which is the first step that we work together through. And then we ask for help, we delegate, and we focus on what can I do right now? And so that is your full on spirit says message, your science message, and your practical business tip on like leaning on other people and asking for help. So if you know a caterer that can do plant-based women's wellness, if you know an AV team, which is what I'm really excited to add to the mix in summer solstice this year, we have an amazing video team coming. The Samantha Parker and her crew are coming out to capture, and they turned over content every single day at Goddess Retreat. So by the end of summer solstice, we get to watch the magic that unfolds over those 12 hours. So we need cool TVs to be able to play that. And a photo booth. So throwing that out there. Now, new moon in Taurus. I have missed y'all. It's been a few weeks. I've been traveling, doing the retreats and events and all the things. So I have not really been able to join you for an official WooWoo Wednesday, as well as actually recording on the YouTubes and all the things. I did one from the car when, I did one from the car when we were traveling, and that was super fun, but it just didn't go anywhere. All right, so I'm going to shuffle with the intention that we receive the message that we need for this new moon in Taurus. This is definitely a time to come back home to the body, to start trusting your inner wisdoms, to start listening, getting quiet, and get clear on your routines. What is practically working for you? Do you need to meal prep? Do you need to plan your post in advance? Do you need to block off time to write your book? Like, what is it that you need to get real practical with, nitty gritty, put it on the calendar, and start making some real tangible action? You know, one of the women that came to Goddess Retreat sent me a message, and she goes, girl, shit is shifting, which it makes me laugh, because you guys know I have the shift program on how to navigate change and transformation without the self-sabotage. So I'm like, I know the shift. I understand that transition and journey very well. But she said, she goes, I'm pulling out my authentically aligned goal setting guide, because who I was before the retreat is not who I am after the retreat. My goals have already changed. And so, if you are on my email list, if you're on my email list yesterday, you got an email talking about, I literally screenshotted what she shared, need to shift. Okay, send me a DM with the word shift and I'll send you the program. It's literally life-changing because this system is used every time you up level. There's never one up level and you're done, because how many times have you gotten to that growth point or hit that goal and you're like, okay, now what? Shift gives you the framework to be able to navigate that bridge between leaving behind the old, 1 foot in the old, and really planting 2 feet in the, this is my new identity. I'm decided I am done with the past. Although we use the past as a solid foundation to stand on. We don't just ignore it, okay? We deal with our shadows around here. I'm a triple Scorpio, all right? We dive right into them. All right, so I have our cards for the week. I was telling you something cool. Got excited about someone saying shift. Authentically aligned goal setting guidebook. There we go. So I sent an email yesterday. If you're not on my email list, then you missed the email where I talk about how we need to get aligned with our goals. We can just take action all the time, but if it's not in the direction of what brings us like the clarity of what we truly want, we're just taking blind action. And sometimes that blind action can be a problem and like set you back, right? So the authentically aligned goal setting guidebook and masterclass in meditation is designed to first help you find clarity on, well, who am I and what do I even want? And then it gives you the practical structure of like, here's your goals, here's how you break them down. Take step 1, because so many people get overwhelmed by having step 100. Like people will lose their mind if they see this type of like to-do list and like, paralyzed, I don't know. But if you learn the tools that I use to be able to take that overwhelming system and ask yourself what is most important, step 1, 2, 3, you can start to break it down and be able to minimize the overwhelm in these big ass goals, because there's a lot of steps that need to happen. So big ass goals for Taurus, drop them in the chat. What are you dreaming of? What seeds are you planting? What's the intention? What are you like so pumped about that in 6 months time? That's how these new moon and full moon cycles work. So in 6 months time, the intention seeds that you plant here in this Taurus new moon, in 6 months, where will you be? Virgo season. What do you want? No, not Virgo season. Where are we at? June, July, August, September, October, November, Scorpio season. There we go. That triple Scorpio. When we get to November, then all of the ideas are going to come to fruition that you're putting into active action, active aligned action. You can't just sit on a dream and hope it shows up. You've got to be moving. Okay. Yes. Can the AV be a man? Yes. I would be open to that for sure, because I don't know too many women in AV, but yes, I like that. Is that your partner, Lisa? Let me know. Okay. So for the new moon in Taurus, I've pulled you 3 cards from my Shine from the Inside Oracle, all about self-love and empowerment. So let's dive in first. Ooh, your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear. This is a great reminder that we've got to get back into the body and out of our head so that we can actually feel and hear the guidance that's coming from within. So every time someone asks me, how do I trust the difference between fear and intuition? I always say, your soul whispers love. So your intuition is a gentle nudge. Your intuition is a little vision that gives you sparkles and hard nips. Your ego is going to shout fear. Oh my God, how is that ever going to happen? That's never going to align. Who's going to help you? Who do you think you are? It comes like a shouting speaker system through the mind, essentially. And when our soul speaks, every time I ask women to locate it in their body, it's usually either in the throat, the heart, or even in the solar plexus. It's never up here where the brain sits, okay? So when you are hearing that negative talk, you can know that that is your ego trying to protect you. It's doing its job. It's just not programmed to do a great job, unfortunately. So we have to be mindful of that and drop back into the body. We do that through somatic breathing. We do that through walking. We do that through mindful meditation of drawing our mind back into the present moment, not out into the future and projecting different thoughts. So this is a great reminder to get back into the body to decipher what is true for me. Is this fear, or is this my ego shouting, or is this my soul suggesting like it's time to expand to that next step? So get into the body, listen to what she has to say, trust the body. My mom ignored the physical bleeding for 6 months and then finally had a stroke. So please stop ignoring your body. Maybe take a nice long hot bath. Like maybe do your own body blessing like we did at Goddess Retreat, and you place your hands on those parts that you've rejected, neglected, or talked shit to, like I know I have. And yeah, trust the love and the ideas and the inspiration that is coming through. Interesting enough, the next card for you this week is to ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. So we have your soul whispers love, your ego shouts fear, and ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. So maybe that story you're telling yourself is, I can't do that big goal or that big idea because I don't know who is going to help me, or I can't do this on my own, or I don't know how to do XYZ. I didn't know how to print an Oracle deck, but you know what I did? I asked for help. I reached out to my friend Pamela Chen. I reached out to Chris Ann and I said, how'd you do it? Who'd you print with? What do I need to be aware of? And one really great tip I got on printing Oracle decks is how much you end up paying in shipping when you order from China. Yes, it's cheaper on the front end where you're like, okay, it's only X amount of dollars a deck. Like that's a third of the price that they charge in America, but then you're paying $1,500 for shipping, or you're waiting 30 days for it to come on a boat if you want cheaper shipping. It's crazy. So if I hadn't asked for help, I might have been talked out of my own ego of being like, well, how am I going to do this? I don't know how to do it. When I had the idea of doing an Oracle deck, the first idea wasn't necessarily like, how am I going to do this? I don't know what to do. It was like, hell yeah, that's a fucking cool idea. And then my ego is like, wait, what do we do? How do we print a physical product? So if your story right now is saying like, I don't know how to do this, then ask for help. And that's exactly what I'm doing with this list. I'm about to go hit up my local Facebook groups. This is another business tip. Looking for something, go post about it in a local Facebook group. So Frisco moms, I'm coming for you. I'm about to ask you for the AV team, the photo booth, and the caterer. Okay. So ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. In fact, yesterday I had a huge ask and I reached out to Good Morning Texas, which I was on as a hairstylist. And this time I pitched summer solstice. So big sparkle magic to a big ask, right? The universe rewards bold moves. Ooh, we are just really hitting all the goddess retreat magic today. This says, remove the limiting labels you're wearing. This is something we actually did at goddess retreat this year. I even got them all a mask. You see, there's a mask she's holding. I got everyone a mask and we wrote those limiting labels on one half. And then on the other half, we wrote positive labels. It was such a powerful experience. And so this is saying you are only as strong as the story you tell yourself. It's everything I teach in Shine School in my self-love program. And this is saying that your ego, here I see a very clear story of what's happening to you right now, sis. Your ego is telling you some limiting story that it's not possible, you can't do that. But meanwhile, all you have to do is ask that little pink-haired psychic coach for help. That's me, y'all, in case you didn't know who to ask for help. I have the community, I have the coaching, I have the skills to help you transform or connect you, but not with an AV team. I'm looking for that. So maybe it's just reaching out and asking a mentor for help. Maybe it's asking for delegation. Like, I need a housekeeper, or I need someone to do like the physical things in my daily life. Maybe I need to ask a doctor for help, or a dentist for help, or like, who do we need to ask for help in our life so that we can overcome the limiting stories of why it's not possible or it's not going to happen for me. So when it comes to this week and the new moon in Taurus, right now is a really beautiful time to identify the stories that you tell yourself, to decipher in the body when it feels good or when it makes you cringe, like hard nips, yes, or like, ooh, it makes me feel small. When we start to identify those subtle differences in the body, that's when we can start to also shift the narrative, because our body sends us a sign of what's happening up here, right? We get caught in those loops. We don't even realize we're projecting crazy thoughts. That's why I coach people and listen to the way that they talk. And when I hear negative limiting mindset work, that's when I'm like, hey, you're saying it in a way that's going to manifest what you don't want. So let's rework those labels and those limitations, which are called words, right? And so this week, I want you to get real clear on the stories that you're telling yourself, because maybe those fears are coming up to protect you. And the story is like, well, it's happened in the past. Of course it's going to happen again. Like, okay, yes, but there's also proof that I've grown. I've learned the lesson. I have better boundaries now, which let's fucking celebrate that. And this time I'm not doing it alone. So this new moon in Taurus is going to be a very beautiful return home to feeling again and being able to decipher when your intuition is saying go for it and your fear is holding you back. And a lot of that stems with the story that we tell ourselves. So that story we're programming to our mind and body is giving us that response, and we can change it. That's the beautiful part. So maybe like placing the hand on the heart when those fears come up and say like, I am safe. I am creative. One of the somatic practices I gave to one of my coaching clients this week is I I am building something different than my mother. And that as a mother wound, and if you got my email on Mother's Day, you know, like those wounds come up, whether they are loving and great and they're in your life or not, there's still some inner child like to clear out. And so just placing your hand on your heart saying, I am safe, I am loved, and I am building something different than XYZ. Maybe it's not your mama, maybe it's your partner, maybe it's who knows who that is for you. But I think I can guarantee a lot of us could enter our mother into that into that space and feel a little bit more safe, knowing that we have a different path, that it's safe to shine, it's safe to be worthy and abundant. I know I've coached a lot of women lately that are doing better than their immigrant parents, or they are actually manifesting the dream that their parent had for them, but they feel scared to shine. They feel scared to show off. They feel scared to be big and to be seen, because there's this deep inner child wound that says, I'm taking away from them. But that is just not the case. It was why they worked so hard to get you to this place. All right, this has been so much fun. Now, I know I have been doing readings for anyone on Instagram. That's the only way I know how to bring you onto the live camera. And that has been so much fun. So today I'm going to do that again for you. So if you want to jump on for a live one-on-one, I'll pull a card for you, give you a little guidance if you want to ask a question. I'd love to coach you in real time. And while we have you guys on Instagram doing the like request to join, that's like the only way I can bring you guys on. I will click whoever I see first. While you guys are getting yourself settled there, I'm just going to read this chat over here from Lisa. CMAV friend is from Austin. Fun, helpful lighting too. He lit my house in Utah for, oh my gosh, Lisa. Oh, and you're coming to Solstice. And we have a coaching. I'm so excited. Oh my God. I just realized which Lisa this is. In Sundance, I am calling in a buyer, new steward for Park City Lighthouse, and I am ready for a shift. Big sparkle magic, Lisa, that all of the magic and the wellness and the love and everything that space has been a container and sacred space for, that the perfect right next fit shows up to be able to steward. And I am just so excited. Can't wait to see you at Solstice and next week for our call. Okay, I'm going to pull someone on Instagram here live. We're going to do a little live reading for you guys, and we will see what magic we have here. Okay, so fun. Let me get my cards, get myself ready. I love doing these live calls. It's always so fun. Okay, let's see. Hello.
Hey.
Hi. How are you?
Girl, it's been rough.
Oh no. Well, welcome. I definitely know who you are. Hi, Perla. So good to see you. Sometimes I pull people on that I've never met. Some people I pull people on I've coached and worked with. So it's so good to see you here, darling. And seeing you for Tea Party and Solstice coming up too. So tell me, what is it that we can pull a card for? What subject? What energy? Like what you bringing to the table, girlfriend?
I guess future-wise.
Future, okay. Like where are we headed in the next, like in your next chapter?
Yeah,
okay.
My job did not go through.
Okay, so opening the door for something totally new.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, I mean, I'm still at the other place, but now they want to take the money that I've already earned, and because I left them hanging, I guess. And so now they want to hurt me when I'm in my pocket is what they're saying.
Oh, well, then that just does not feel like a company you would want to work for anyway. So maybe this is that clear. Sometimes you need those clear cut. Like we had a caterer lined up. We were going to the tasting for summer solstice. And that morning she's like, sorry, I can't do it and won't be available on the day of. That's it. No other information, no other message. And I just literally said, thank you. Thank you for making it so clear on what is not aligned so that I can move forward with what is aligned. So I pulled a card for you, Perla, and it's turn criticism into kindness. So maybe that's giving that exact energy of like, you're not getting that support that you want from this job. And so just like you're cutting ties in other places in your life, maybe that is that indication that it's time to turn any of that criticism that you're getting or any of that negative energy into your own kindness of, I'm going to take this power back into my own hands. If this company is not going to promote me and they're trying to like hold money or funds from me, then I'm going to do what's right for me. And instead of putting that negativity and sending it back, like, you know, how we like mirror each other, I would see in this case is instead of just mirroring it back of like, okay, you're criticizing me, I'm going to criticize you back. That's what this card is all about. It's being able to shift that energy and be able to take that criticism and say, ooh, I'm going to transmute that in my heart because I'm elevated, I'm confident, I know that I'm headed to the next right path and that the universe is supporting me. So I'm going to shift that criticism. I'm going to transmute it in my heart into kindness. And that kindness is to yourself because they're obviously not doing that. So we have to treat ourselves with that kindness and respect that maybe isn't being reflected on the outside, at home and at work, girl, because I know your story. And this is about saying, I'm going to be kind. I'm going to be kind to me. And being kind to you means not tolerating staying in a job that is not supportive of you and really putting it out to the universe. Like, I'm ready for something different. So this may just be the leap of faith that you have been needing to be able to say, okay, this chapter has served me and I am good. Like I am done. Thank you. And take that leap of faith into the next chapter. So I can't wait to see, because you're coming to Manifesting Tea Party, sister. So I know that all the things we've been working on this year to get you to this place of freedom and shifting and changing, we're going to be able to plant those seeds together and really map out a clear plan of like, what is next? Even if we don't know what is next, like what is going to be that job? You already have the foundation in place. Like, by the way, everyone go check out Perla's beautiful online crystal magical metaphysical shop, like Florida water, journals, like oracle decks. You have so many cute things. So this might just be the thing where it's like, I've already built the foundation of the other business. I've just been busy focusing on something that isn't really serving me. It's just paying my bank account. So what if you did the hard work, you built the business, you have the avenue to receive money. Now let's put all of our energy and focus in being able to say, hey, I have a really cool crystal shop and a this and a that, and you need some smudgy stuff. I got you, girl. Like, come get this money jar. You know what I mean? So I want to see, as your coach, I want to see you posting about your products and your online business now, today, tomorrow, and every day moving forward until you are in that constant rhythm and routine of like, I am an entrepreneur. I am showing up for my business. I am showing up for myself, and I'm going to take my own abundance into my own hands. So let me see you post about what products you have in there. And
okay, girl.
Yes, ma'am. And I can't wait to manifest with you at Tea Party. Thank you so much for popping on here, being vulnerable, being honest. Like, shit's hard right now, but we're making some massive, major changes. And I'm so proud of you for that.
Oh, thank you.
You're so welcome. Well, thank you for tuning in. I don't know how to kick you off, so maybe you just click like the exit button. I don't really know. But thank you so much. Everyone send Perla sparkle magic, some hearts, all the things. Danielle says, love this advice. Yeah, sometimes you just have to give yourself like a moment of like, okay, nothing is working out right now in my life. I'm going to take a step back and do something different about it, even when it's scary. And so that is what I'm seeing in a lot of us right now is like, okay, this served a purpose. I've come a long way, but I'm leaving behind a job. I'm leaving behind a relationship. I'm leaving behind a belief system that kept me small and feeling unworthy. Whew, okay. I feel like that was the channel that I always love when when you're like in a hot bath and you kind of come to that like moment where you've fully relaxed, you're like in the present, your muscles are cool, like you're just blissed out. That's what happens when you channel. And so you come to this just like I've just come back into my body, like, oh, someone just inhabited that and shared all kinds of beautiful messages. So I just had that beautiful moment. I'm sure you guys saw it. So I'm going to take a deep breath and a drink of water. If you have any other questions, drop it in the comments in the chat. Let me know. And I can't wait to see what magic you guys manifest on this beautiful new moon in Taurus. All right, like I mentioned, we only have about 4 spots left for our Manifesting Tea Party on the 24th of May. And then we actually have a free goddess gathering at St. Ritual. It's a beautiful little witchy shop in Frisco. And that's happening on the blue moon, which is the 31st of May. So back-to-back Sundays, we've got 2 different events in Frisco. And then 38 days, y'all, till summer solstice, our 6th annual Women's Wellness. I am so excited about bringing this magic to you. So if you are a vendor and you want to showcase your services, your products, your goods, your magic that you bring to the world, and be surrounded by 100 other powerful women in business, then definitely reach out. We have some more vendor spots available because Oak and Ivy is this beautiful, expansive barn, and we are able to fit in just a few more. So I just had the team meeting of like, what's our capacity and how many spots do we have left at Slumber Party? So I know for sure we have a few more vendor spots, and we have just a few more slumber party spot. So if you're from out of town, you're like, Britt, I'm not in Frisco. Like, I live on the other side of the world. Well, you're not alone in wanting to come to Solstice and doing it anyway. We've got women flying in from Florida, from Georgia, from Kansas, from all over, Ohio. We've got them all over the place. So we created the slumber party overnight experience for our VIPs. So you had a place to stay and also brunch the next day with your newfound sisterhood and tribe. So we have a few slumber party spots left. And, if you've been thinking about joining us, definitely jump on right now. Prices are going up on the 25th of May. I want you to get locked in before we raise those prices from our early bird special. And I just can't wait to see you and celebrate you at Solstice. Whether you're there or not, just know that there is a community and a room that is waiting for you, that wants to lift you up, to support your authenticity, to celebrate your magic. So do not do this alone. Just like we saw in the card reading today, ask for help. It doesn't make you weak. And sometimes that ask for help could just be showing up into a networking event, at the free goddess gathering at St. Ritual. Like, sometimes it's just putting yourself out there, and the ask and the help that you need might be in that room. So I cannot wait to celebrate all of literally the countdown to summer solstice. Like, y'all are going to be my accountability buddies. I just think it would be so fun to share all the different behind the scenes. So I'll be joining you live every single day. I'm already like, holy shit, like, this is a commitment, but we're doing it. Listen, we got to do hard things. New moon in Taurus, we're planting new seeds of manifestation, and I can't wait to share the behind the scenes of Solstice. Definitely grab your ticket, come join us, stay the night. Melissa, girl, come stay with us and finish that application. I'm so ready for you. Can't wait to see you at Goddess Retreat. Okay. Oh, it's so good to see you, Sabrina. Hello, Steph. So good to see you. Oh my gosh, I love it. Love seeing you guys. Okay, I think I've caught up with everyone's comments so far. If you don't have any other questions, or if something pops into your head, just shoot me a DM, and you know I am one message away. I can't wait to support you and see the magic that you manifest. I hope to see you in the room at summer solstice, and I can't wait to share all the behind the scenes of pulling off our 6th annual Women's Wellness event. Holy smokes. All right. Love you guys so much. It's been amazing being back here, being able to be grounded and rooted and present for WooWoo Wednesday instead of traveling. Y'all, if you're in the Denver area, shoot me a message. I'll be there this weekend. I've got just a short window to be able to grab some brunch. We've got something cooking on a Monday. So definitely shoot me a message. And if you want to put yourself in the room, hey, come join us at Fempire in Denver this Saturday and Sunday. I'll be speaking along with amazing people like Lindsay Schwartz, who has founded Powerhouse Women, Barbara Shreehans, who is your tax coach, and founded Minted Wealth Live, which I got to read oracle cards at in Scottsdale last year. So many incredible speakers. I can't wait to be planting seeds and in a room with other badass women. That's how you make shit happen. Hope to see you at summer solstice. Until then, I will catch you guys next week. All right, bye. Peace out, y'all.